but then stuff happens. Hi. So, one of my favorite things to say is adapt, adjust, and evolve. A lot of you don't know this, but along with being the CEO of Community to Community and Focus Fire, my other passion is acting. So, I have learned improv should be a way of life. I think everyone should take an improv class in their life because it will teach you how not to be stressed out when things happen because breaking news, things happen all the time. You don't have any control over that. What you have control over is yourself, right? So, like just now, we just sat here for like 20 minutes and rehearsed everything, and we put the videos and all the assets in order. And then we started and we went live. And I don't know, something happened with the video. So what do? Do we crash out? Do we cancel the show? Do we start crying? Do we become depressed and our get up and go has gotten up and went? No, we don't do any of those things because this is life. So we're either here to live it or we're not. I still have a mentor who used to say, when things go wrong, don't go with them. And I used to think that that was kind of like, what? What does he mean by that? But when I said it slowly, it made sense. When things go wrong, don't go with them. Go the other way. Find another direction to go in so that you don't go wronger. I just made up that word. Adapt, adjust, evolve. What that will allow you to do is get better because we're all born with gifts, talents, and abilities. But it's life and the things that happen in life that increase our capacity, right? So if I am not put in positions that make me use fast thinking, problem solving, the ability to adapt and adjust, then I will only have the ability. I will not have the capacity to do it. And the more opportunities you get to expand your capacity, the better you get at handling situations. So, just putting myself out there. So, I'm not telling you about something I don't know about. I'm telling you about something I live every day. And research shows that we make thousands of decisions every single day. So, knowing this information, I'm hoping that you will think about, and we've talked about this before, the pause. So, if something has gone wrong, instead of, because then you get sucked up into it, it's pause. First of all, does this have anything to do with me? And what is my role in this situation? My producer and I are a team. So it's important for me that she feels supported because I know I feel supported by her. So if something is going wrong, I know it's not her, it's just technical difficulties. So A, does it have anything to do with me? Yes, it does. And what is my role here? My role here is to adapt, to adjust, and to evolve. Because as an actor, I will tell you that the show must go on always, no matter what. So welcome to another episode of Money Talks, Fireside Chat with me, Coach MarieYolaine. And today there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about. I want to talk about holiday spending. So while we're getting all of these wonderful commercials and sales and offers to get credit cards and all of those things, I want to talk about how you adapt, adjust, and evolve out of that. You can either go with that flow or go your own way. Today's episode is not about following the trail. It's about blazing one and the one that works for you. So I ask you a couple questions. Number one, it's December. Did you start saving in January, putting away that Christmas money, the Christmas account, so that when Christmas came, if your goal was, let's say, $1,000 Do you have $1,000? Do you have the lists of the people? Do you have how much you're gonna spend on each of them? So that when you go into the store and the store's like, "Hi, so glad you're here. Wanna take all your money. Here's a sale, here's a sale, there's a sale, there's a sale. Everywhere there's a sale." And you just get caught up? Or is that just white noise and you're not even listening to it because you're like, I'm going to this store, and that store. And I have this list for these people with this amount, and I'm going to go do that. And then I'm going to leave. And my bank account is not impacted by this at all because I came in here with the budgeted amount. Those are two different scenarios. And I've been in both of them. I have been I'm just gonna go with the credit card and swipe because it's the most wonderful time of the year until January when the bill comes in, and then it's not wonderful anymore. But it can be. It can be the most wonderful time of this year and next year if you create a budget. So I have this very good friend. Her name is Josefina. And we didn't start out as friends though. When we first met in school, in high school, I thought she was a lot, and I was not interested in being friends with her, but I'd always be, like, in the same lunch period, and I would just see her, like, in all her regalia and self, and I think she caught me looking at her a couple times, and one day she came over and she's like, "I know you wanna be my friend." I was like, "No, ma'am, I do not. I didn't say any such thing. I know you like me." I was like, "I don't even know you, so I don't know if I like you at all." So there's that. She's like, "I liked you. We're going to be friends." It's like, "Okay, as long as this does not require any work on my part." And she called me Maria Conchita Alonso. It was the name of her favorite actor. I actually knew who that was, and I liked her too, so it was okay for me. So we got along, and close enough that I could tell her that there was this guy I liked because he was so cute. And I came to her and I was just like, "Yo, he asked me out." And she was like, "Maria Conchita, I do not like him." I was like, "Why don't you have you looked at him? He is fine, fine. I do not like him. He's no good. He's no bueno. I do not like him." Okay, that's your opinion. I listened to her. I went out with him because he asked me out. And then we became boyfriend and girlfriend. And then 3 months later, we broke up because, like she said, he was no bueno. But she didn't rub it in my face, which I appreciated. She just looked at me sideways, and then we kept it moving. A few months later, it was homecoming, and I had this outfit that was it was back I don't know how old y'all are, but when polka dots were big. I'm sure they're probably back in now, but so I had a polka dot shirt, I had these polka dot what is it? Flowing, pants, wide, hemmed, flowing. It was beautiful. So I walk in, I'm like, "What do you think?" Like, I'm ready. "Maria Conchita, you look crazy. What is this?" I'm like, "What is it? What's wrong with this?" "Maria Conchita, it's a lot of dots. It's too many dots. You look crazy." I was like, "Sis, number 1, I don't. I look really nice. Number 2, I spent all my little teenage part-time job money on this. So I'm going to wear this and you're gonna like it." So as we were crossing the yard going to the football game, I noticed people were looking at me. And at first I thought they were like, "Oh," and then I realized they were not. And in that moment, I realized I had OD'd. I had overdone it. So she was right. So before the parties that night, I gave her the pants and I wore some white flowing pants. And then she wore the pants and a white top. And again, did not rub it in. And I appreciated that. And I felt like we were getting to be better friends. And actually, she wasn't always against everything. Senior year, I was like, well, I'm not going to college. And she was like, Maria Conchita, you are going to college. I'm going to help you. You are going to fill out these forms. You are going to go to college. You are going to learn. You are going to go. I was like, okay. Do you know? She sat down with me, put in all the numbers. I filled out all the forms, submitted them, and I got grants and I got the student loans. And I was able to go to college. She was so proud of me. I was so proud of me. And I look back now and I'm like, man, I would have missed out on this good friend if I had blown her off. And I feel like everybody needs a Josefina in their life. And that is what your budget is for you. It's your Josefina. It will always tell you the truth, even if it hurts your feelings, because it has your best interests at heart. So it's either you can afford the outfit or you can't. You can afford to go to school or you can't. You can't afford that car or you can't. You can't afford to go to Hawaii or you can't. And the you can'ts are not because it doesn't want you to be happy. It is because it doesn't want you to be broke. It is because it doesn't want you to be in debt. And you need those kind of friends who will tell you the truth because they want to protect you, mostly from yourself. So I know folks are not always happy to hear the word budget. But you have to personalize it to yourself. It has to be your Josefina, the one you trust to look out for you, who's going to take all of your hopes and dreams and everything else, put it on a piece of paper, crunch those numbers, and then tell you the truth. And what do you do with that truth? If it's not the one you want to hear, then adapt, adjust, and evolve. If you can't afford the car by June, maybe you can afford it by December. If you can't go to Hawaii in June, maybe you can go in December. When you have better information, you make better decisions. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, with a multitude of counselors is a good decision made. When we make decisions out of our heart, 99% of the time, they don't work. And you know your heart is full of your feelings, and your feelings are not your friends. They don't really care about you. They tell you they care about you, because your feelings are, I want this now. And your feelings are perpetually 2 years old for your whole life. So your feelings don't care how much anything costs. They just want to feel the feeling. Whereas Josefina, your budget, will be like, listen, I'm sad and sorry to tell you, you can't do this now, but here's a plan of when you can do it. So that gives you hope. And trust me, the going to Hawaii in December and coming back and owing nothing, well, that's the icing on the cake. And that's what you want. So I say all this to say, when do we talk about budgets? Now. It's the holidays. This is the most important time for you to have a budget before you go into these stores. Because again, they're going to show you all sorts of things that you think you want. And if I'm being honest, I used to be one of those people that went with the list, but kind of bought things for me. By the time I got home, it was all stuff that I liked. So 9 out of the 10 things stayed with me. Then I had to go back to the store to get the stuff for the other 9 people that I actually kept. So you have a budget, you have a list, whether that money is in an envelope or in a card that you only will use for Christmas shopping. However you do it, I promise you, you will feel so much better at the end of this, because the other shoe is going to drop for everybody in January when those statements come, and those people are going to be freaking out. because most folks don't even know how much they spent until the credit card statement comes in January. And then you got 2 weeks to get it together. Who wants this life? I do not want it for me, and I don't want it for you. So, speaking of this life, how do you design the life that you deserve? Well, this Saturday at 10 a.m., we are doing Design Your Life 2025 Different by December. Why should we wait till 2026? What magical thing do we think is going to happen at 11:59 and 59 seconds on December 31st? Newsflash, nothing. Nothing is going to happen unless you do something, unless you take some action. Period, full stop. So I know you may be thinking, oh, I'm going to lose 25 pounds. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Yeah, none of that's going to happen. I'm sorry to tell you. What is going to happen is if you decide to take action starting now, then you go to bed in peace on the 31st and you wake up because you already have plans in place. You've already made plans that can be tracked, traced, and tweaked. You're not worried about what am I going to do? Nor will you be making unrealistic promises to yourself of how much weight you're going to lose and how many times you're going to go to the gym and how many people you're going to meet, how much networking things you're going to do, and how your business is going to make $1 million. You can say all of those things, but if there is no action behind them, nothing's going to happen. So I invite you to join us on Saturday, December 6th at 10 a.m. And people have been asking, how much is this? There is no cost. The cost is to you. It's your time. So is it worth it to you to spend 10 to 1 p.m., 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. with me designing your life? Or, actually, let me go back. Is it worth spending those 3 hours so that the next 365 plus days are better for you? Or do you just go willy-nilly into the new year, not knowing what's going to happen? I'll leave that up to you. But I will share that during that time together, you will reset, clear the slate, and release what no longer serves you. You're going to find out what those things are, and you're going to make the decision of whether or not you're going to keep them or you're going to release and let them go. You're going to reclaim, take back your power, and align with your purpose. I don't know what my purpose is, Coach M. Yes, I understand that could be a part of it too, and that'll be a part of the conversation as well. And rise. Step into the best version of yourself with confidence. There are many things I can tell you that in my life I wanted to do that I didn't do or haven't done, not because I didn't want to do them, but because I was afraid to do them. I was afraid of what people would say. I was afraid if I failed, that everybody would know. Living with fear as your fuel to do things is a recipe for burnout. You're just going to burn out because living in fear is not, what's the word? It's not sustainable. But if you're living in gratitude and hope and excitement and encouragement, and like, I want to do this, and if it doesn't work out, or if I don't learn it the first time, I'm willing to fall down and get back up and, get some dirt under my fingernails. This is the wonderful life I talk about. This is not the perfect life that the world tells us that we have to live. So design your life. Design the life that you want to live. Then you can tweak it and make little changes as you go along. Not the life your parents or your partner or anybody else wants you to live. The life you want to live. And I'm preaching to myself too, because I've waited a long time to live the life that I want to live. And I'm at the point now where I'm like, as all the Haitian mothers would say, "Ippy, that's it. I'm going to just go ahead and live it and let the chips fall where they may. And whoever's with me is going to be with me. And whoever is not going to be. And that is okay. Because I want everybody to live their best life." So mark your calendars. I think that the registration link is in the chat to register for Saturday. Hopefully I'll see you there. Also, want to remind you again that the 4 keys to master your money is Saturday, December 13th. Man, it's going to be good, y'all. This is the one for December. Again, another chance for you to get your finances and your mindset right around your money, right? I already told you you need a budget. I know people, you may be seeing these ads like, you don't need this, you don't need a budget. On. Okay. Yep. I just went through my whole database. You need a budget. I don't know how else you would live your life. And I only say that because most people think, well, when I make enough money or if I'm a millionaire, I don't need a budget. How do you think millionaires are millionaires? More money is not going to make things better for you if you don't know how to manage the money you have now. So saying my business is going to make $100,000 or I am going to make $1 million and that will end all your problems is very misguided. And as the prophet Biggie Smalls would say, the notorious B.I.G., more money, more problems. And you don't want more problems. You want more money, less problems, right? And the only way that happens is if you manage it with a budget, is if you actually know and address your money trauma of how is it that you got here with how you think about money? How is it? What money memory brought you here? What money trauma had you to make the decisions that you're having now? I promise you, once you figure that out, you'll be making different decisions. So I encourage you to join us on December 13th and register so that you can leave this year different than when you started. So you have two options that you can actually take action to change your life. Why would you not do that? That's bananas. I know you're going to be making better decisions. And I know that you're not going to let this opportunity pass you by. So I'll either see you on Saturday, December 6th or Saturday, December 13th, or both if you want to just finish strong and with momentum. I hope that you got something out of today. And for those of you who were expecting Rose, she will be returning. She was not able to come on today, but she will be joining us in another episode. So, you know that saying, the show's called Money Talks for a reason. The saying is money talks, BS walks. So if you are working to get your money together, then stop talking about it. Do something about it. Read a book, take a class, become more financially literate. Engage in activity that's going to make sure that you leave this year and start next year with a totally different mindset. And I'm offering you two ways that you can do that. Design your life, be different by December of next year, and 4 keys to master your money without a budget you hate. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon on another episode of Money Talks Live. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful holiday. Bye-bye.